Hey everyone, it's my second time to make an attempt to go live on Instagram. Hey everyone, hello and happy, what day is it? Happy Wednesday. Let me see, I'm going to have a friend in. I have no requests right now. Hello everyone. Hi and happy Wednesday. How's your week going? Hello. I can invite Rudrani. We're going to have a conversation about being different. Let me see. Here we go. Sent the invite. Hi! Hi, everyone. Hello. How are you today? Hi, everyone. Hi. Hold on in. I'm going to have a conversation about Access Consciousness X-Men. Oh, Rudrani is here. And please type so today's conversation is about contribution. And it is about what is it that I can contribute to. I'm an Access Consciousness facilitator. I'm also OCD, ADD, and I facilitate work that is about no separation and going beyond the lies that we buy as real and true, and really coming into what you know and what you're aware of and really what works for you. And please let me know if you have any questions, what we can contribute to you today. Okay. And Rudrani, can you ask to join? Rudrani is unable to join. Let's invite her again. So Access Consciousness. Hi, there you are.
There we go. That's better.
Hey.
Hi, gorgeous.
It's beautiful where you are.
Oh, it's a beautiful day today. I don't know if you can see outside the window there. All the leaves are falling, and fall is definitely here, and it's 40 degrees outside, so it's a bit chilly. I don't know what that is Celsius, but it's right above freezing. It's 8 degrees above freezing.
Is it like so? Oh, okay, beautiful. Yeah. So we've come together to have a conversation. I really want to begin the conversation just talking about like what is Access Consciousness. We're welcome to Marrakesh. There we go, Morocco. I go there next year. So we've come together to have a conversation. Yeah. We've come together to have a conversation in particular about a body of work called Access Consciousness, and also Access Consciousness X-Men, which is really about ADD, autism, Asperger's, or another way of putting it is people who are highly energetic, and the world can be quite confusing based on our programming and based on three things: who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do, and this is the only way to live. And that doesn't fit people. Rude, Annie.
Not even close. I was that weird child that had so much energy and was told to turn it down always. And I couldn't understand what the problem was because I was so exuberant. I thought, this suppression, why would you want to suppress this? And then we get programmed to believe that that's the only way we can function in life. But as you had mentioned earlier, I was so highly energetic and psychic and picking up on so many other people that it was a very confusing world to me, the way things were done,
Yeah. What about if we start there? Because what was birthed out of the people that I grew up around was probably like separation from myself. And that is really what the Access X-Men adventure is about, is that where you have actually separated from you based on you taking on someone else's point of view. Like some people will see my shirt as like gray, some people will see it as green. And neither are right or wrong. We got to get, though, that we all function in the world of neurodivergence. We all have different awarenesses and different points of views, and we all see things very, very different. And this is where you've got to look at what way you see the world and not suppressing what you know and what is true for you.
Absolutely. And but we're taught that we're not supposed to have a mind of our own. I'm going to put that in quotes. We're not supposed to go with who we truly be. And that's why I love these X-Men classes so much. It was the first time that I was given permission in my point of view to actually embrace the being that I be and those talents and abilities that I had been told for so long were wrong, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know how it was for you. I was
Yeah.
raised Catholic. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of programming done for me at a very early age about being the good child and being the good Catholic, and you're a little girl and you're supposed to behave this way, and you know you can't talk to trees and fairies and all the things. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
deep ingrained belief systems that it took me a while to unwind. When I finally came to the realization, or the awareness rather, that those things weren't actually real and true for me, then I had to start that exploration of, okay, well then who am I really? And what can I create
Yeah.
just being me? And being me, is that enough? Will the world accept me the way I am? And then it came down to, oh, wait a minute. Will I accept me the way I am? And I found that when I was willing to step into all of me, that was the invitation, just being. And others were coming out of the woodwork and going, oh my goddess, I'm a lot like you. Thank you for
Yes.
showing me that it's okay to be a weirdo of magnitude, you know?
Mm. Someone just wrote on and thank you so much for saying that. Someone just wrote on the chat, hey Lou, what is the target of the X-Men class? Will it make hyperactives more calm or just accept their realities?
I love it. No conclusion there.
So first of all, let's start with the first question. What's the target of the X-Men classes? So for me, the whole movement of the X-Men classes is everywhere you think you're wrong, you're strong. And for me, I came in as a kid that was super aware. And one of the energies that I had bought as mine was this deep sadness, and I'm going to say disconnection. Okay. And so one of the things that I got to only after the X-Men classes is I walked around the world aware of this deep sadness and deep disconnection. And after I did my first X-Men class, I recognized everywhere you think you're wrong, you're strong. That I was very connected to consciousness and to the earth, and that I was so friggin' psychic that I picked up what it's like for the earth to not be received and for our bodies to not be part of the earth. Now, this is a big advanced conversation,
Yeah.
you know, and for many, and then for X-Men, they'll be like, oh, yeah, but that's like normal.
True story.
You know?
They're like, oh, you're an X-Men. I mean, like the first time that we played together, within 2 minutes of our conversation, she says to me, you guys, wow, you're not an X-Men of magnitude, are you? And I was like, oh no, she's accusing me of being that weird thing in access consciousness. Surely I'm not that weirdo of magnitude. And it was because I had misidentified and misapplied, like what you had said. My wrongness was actually my strongness, and yet I was avoiding it. I didn't want anyone to perceive me this way. I was like, no, I've been told I've been wrong my whole life. This can't possibly, I can't possibly reveal that to the world. And so, yeah, these classes have been, because I've taken a few X-Men classes now, and it's so amazing to find so many other people like you that don't go into the wrongness of who you be, that actually go into that strongness and support and help you stretch those muscles even further, those psychic muscles of being able to talk to the planet, for example. I commune with Mother Earth every morning, and she talks back to me, y'all.
Well, what if we started there? It's like that X-Men have this massive relationship with Mother Earth, with the Earth, and it is a very different level of communion. And for me and my 3 kids, when we're not in that continuous connection to the Earth and really acknowledging and receiving from the Earth, I'm off energetically, and so that's one thing that I'm super aware of, and I'm so grateful that I know I'm aware of, like that gut-wrenching sadness that I truly bought as wrong and as mine was actually this massive gift of awareness in regard to the world that we live in and how much separation people do, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we just celebrated Thanksgiving in the United States. I wasn't actually here for Thanksgiving Day. I was in Rome, Italy, taking a beautiful class from Dr. Dane here, the co-founder of Access Consciousness, if you guys don't know that. But I got home, I flew back the day after, and it was so strange. I'm so used to my home having this beautiful energy. And when I walked in, I could perceive my home was excited to see me and had been really sad
Oh,
to receive my family, because we are all so, they're all still Catholics. I'm an infinite being, so I don't really subscribe to anything but the Church of Mother Earth, right? And I go walking in
I
and
love
I
that.
could perceive that energy. And yeah, I do too. And it was this weird thing where I am so aware, I didn't go into the wrongness of it. I knew immediately, oh, this isn't me. This is them. Return to Sundaroo.
Mm.
This has nothing to do with you. And I basically, when everyone was asleep, I was like, hi house, hi trees in my backyard, hi trees in my front yard. I'm back. Everything's cool. Just because they can't receive you doesn't mean anything. And like Mother Earth has a point of view about that anyway. Certainly doesn't. But I could just perceive that when you are willing to receive the earth, in a way, it's kind of like you're saving the planet. I mean, I don't know how to, this communion that I feel with the earth
Yeah.
is incredible and very excited. She doesn't care if you don't receive her or not, but when you do, oh my God, it's the communion, you guys. I mean, I can feel it through every cell of my, here I'm talking about her and I can feel my cells dancing because she's like, oh, I'm being
Yeah.
acknowledged.
Yeah.
you know?
And one of my energies is I rock when I'm in that like soothing energetic, of the earth. And to talk to the lady who said it doesn't mean your hyperactivity calms down. One of the things for me, as someone with OCD, I'm highly aware of energies and other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And I have a lot of energy. That's just the person that I am, you know. And so one of the things is, first of all, the most important thing about this is not to make someone who has a lot of energy or a happy kid that's running around, not to energetically project any wrongness, in their world, because what occurs for someone when you project energetic judgment. When I say wrongness, I mean you're subscribing to a judgment of a person. And
Yeah.
X-Men are born without judgment. So we're exposed to so much judgment in our world. I mean, we both like female embodiment. And so as a woman, we're exposed to so much judgment about how we look, how we should behave. You should be a mom, or you're wrong if you stay at home, you mind your kids. You're right if you stay at home, you mind your kids. You're wrong if you work full time and do a career. You're right if you. And so basically it's about going beyond all these subscribing to the way that we're supposed to do, which is to judge
Mm-hmm.
ourselves. And really, X-Men are, it is about coming away from judgment. And judgment is a polarity of this is right, this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong, this is right. And it is about total communion. And really, these classes really are about the movement towards something that is wondrously freeing for me and you. And that is the tool of, you just said it, like, interesting point of view, which is that space of allowance, that everything is just an interesting position that you take with a rightness of a point of view. And people might say, well, what's beyond that? What's beyond the rightness of a
Well,
point of view is actually communion with every molecule in the universe.
I love what you're saying, because my awareness is, well, let me just say this first. You guys, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're
Mm.
not wrong if you think Rachel's jumper is gray or green. You're not wrong. And what if you've never been wrong? And what if you're not as fucked up as you thought you were? You know, those were the pieces I took away. We've been taught judgment for so long that we think we're judging. And yet, as you said earlier, X-Men don't judge. That's why this reality seems so peculiar to us. because it doesn't make sense. We don't see this, you know, as a wrong answer if I think you're wearing green and someone else thinks you're wearing gray, you know? So, hi, Mariah.
And usually, and yeah, hi Mariah, and usually it's not even relevant to us, you know. It's like, yeah, okay, you see, wow, you see that green, oh wow, that's so cool, you know.
Yeah, that's so
And so
cool.
one of the things that Mariah, yeah, oh wow, you think my face looks a bit pink, or oh, you look, it's red, oh okay. And so the other part in this is, which Mariah said beautifully, is like having peace with your reality. I can
Mhm.
honestly say that I did not have peace with what was true for me before the X-Men classes.
Same, same. You know, up until this point, I think those classes, like in the top 3 classes of what has changed me the most, and this has been the year of change for me, most definitely, you know, with this Maestro, and then
Yeah,
I'm talking about other classes, COP with Gary Douglas, the founder of Access. Those 3 classes alone, I have no point of reference anymore. I have no clue who I am. I literally live in every 10 seconds. That's my reality now. You know, I don't know if this is true for you, Rachel, but I know that there have been several mornings since these classes that I have woken up and asked my phone what day it is or what time it is, because I can't perceive time and space anymore. You know, it's this strange,
yeah,
beautiful space of just being, you know. Whoever knew that that was going
it is.
to set my world on fire? Being me.
Mm.
Wow, who would have ever thought me being me was actually something to celebrate? I've never been, well, I say I've never been, I don't recall ever being this happy to be me, you know, and to embrace my talents and abilities. And it's funny because I'm going to point this out too. I actually had family members asking me things because they know how psychic I am. And I had always
Yeah,
thought that they had made it a wrongness. And yet they were going, well, you know things. So what do you think I should blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, well, what do you know? You know, empowering them
mm.
to ask the question because
Yeah,
it lights you up when you think of
yeah,
it. Stuff like that.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I I love how Lou said the problem in society is they judge X-Men. I think you're talking about ADD, ADHD, all, well, it's all one now in the World Health Organization. Autism, Asperger's, you know, all this neurodivergence. A lot of them don't accept them as they are, and school is the worst place for
Yes.
children. And so basically for me, the whole thing in school is a bit confusing. And I was one of the ones that did well in school. I know you were the same because I was quite smart and I could pull information really, really fast, you know. And I get that the main thing that's not working with schools is we don't want to go into the right and wrong of a system. I think the thing that's not working at the moment is if you are in a certainty of something is right, or someone, like say for example, if you tell me you should learn this way, Rachel, whereas I don't take information when I'm stressed and not present, I'm going to say, with my
Mhm.
body in particular. If I'm in a stressful environment, that takes me out of presence. Now, I've learned through tools and used tools to be present with everything, but as a kid, I didn't have these tools. I had the earth though, and I had trees. And so, one of the things for me is that if the environment starts to recognize, well, Rachel, how do you see this? Rujani, what's this like for you?
Mhm.
You will find out that these children have very evolved ways of looking at the world, and they're extremely gifted in the way they see the world. And my question is,
Mhm.
where did I become so superior to not actually like invite a child and invite another person to show me the way that they see the world? Where is it that we became so like the certainty of what is the right way to learn and what is the right way
Right.
to take in information, and the certainty of this is the wrong way? And one of the things for me, like you, I didn't have this thing of like time. But the way I manage time now is I have a meeting like in 5 minutes, and it's like because I have a class, and it's like my reminder pops up on my phone. That's what I have a
Sure.
computer and phone for, to remind me of this stuff. And so this space that I be is more of a space that's not, it's not attached to this is 10 o'clock, this is 2 o'clock, this is, it's not like this compression. It's a, yeah. So a lot of X-Men really don't get the, like, I had to check today what day it is, like, you know.
Same. I woke up and I think I'm doing a live with Rachael, you know, and I'm like, because Siri's my assistant, and I ask him, because my Siri's an Australian man, um, you know, what's my first appointment? And he immediately says, you know, 7 a.m. with Rachael,
I
Instagram.
love it.
Like, I said,
I
oh,
love
okay,
it.
okay. So like when my mother's, she'll always ask me, what's your day like? And then I'll ask Siri to repeat my schedule for the day, and I have it on speakerphone, and that way she gets to hear the whole thing, you know, and that way I don't have to rely on tapping
That's
into
so
this
lovely.
reality's way of doing things. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
much easier for
yeah,
me to,
yeah.
I mean, I get it in my phone, but then I don't think about it. I just put it there and like that.
Yeah, off you go into your day, and it allows you, you know, I really get our world is changing massively, Rudrani, and that people are becoming extremely present with what is true for them, and what is what they want, and what way do they want to live. And so
Right.
so one of the big, I suppose one of the big demands that we have in our world is, if you're different and you don't fit into the box, that is the greatest gift that allows us to go beyond the forms and the rules and the regulations that we've all been indoctrinated to, like the beliefs, the lies, you know, because most of our
Sure.
relationships have been based on fitting in rather than being different and meeting in that place of, hey, what would you like to do today? What's fun for you? What would you like to do with your work? What way would you like to? So it's very different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like celebrating our differences too. Because I remember when I first went to elementary school and I saw a Chinese person for the first time and a black person for the first time. And I'm like, wow, your skin, how cool. You know, do you get burned in the sun? Do you? Because I was, you know, out of the mouth of a child.
Yeah.
A child doesn't have
Yeah.
a point of view, right? You know, and I remember the first time I
Yeah.
brought someone of a different color to come play at the house. And, you know, my parents already had points of view. Like, oh, well, we didn't know they were black, or we didn't know they were this Indian or whatever it was. And I thought, yeah, well, you know, they have skin and they have fingers and toes, and who cares? What's the difference? And I realized as a child, you know, if you're not taught judgment, you find all that stuff that we were judging kind of cool. You know, tell me about your religion. Oh, so you guys don't eat the body of Christ or whatever. You know, what do you guys do in temple or whatever it is, right? You know, celebrating the
I
differences and celebrating the difference of you. And to me, that's what I gained from the X-Men classes. And I'm so looking forward to you coming to Nashville. We're doing it actually online and in person, you
Woohoo!
guys. But I'm so excited for my peeps to meet you, whether it's online or in person. We're going to have a wonderful time. And I love how we kick it off with the Spirits of the Earth class, which is a 2-hour X-Men class where we are actually doing that communion with the earth, or reminding, is like I like to put it. We're just not remembering, you know, and this gives us this opportunity now to have that communion with the earth. And that's on January 5th, which is a Thursday, y'all. In Nashville
No.
time, it'd be 3 to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, the same time as Houston. And then we have a one-day class offering the following day, and that's from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And that's on. Looking at my computer, if y'all are wondering. Looking off into the.
Well, if you guys are interested, come check it out. I
Yeah.
our
We'll put the
our
links here.
Yeah, we put the links here. The most important thing is what Mariah said. What if just for today we celebrated our difference? For me, that's the big one. Just for today, I will not make myself wrong. Just for today, my life will be a celebration, and I will celebrate the difference of me. And the fact that we can come out of judgment of ourselves is truly miraculous in a world where judgment is the dominant energy in which we've been told to live by. And so it's about creating a change. It's about creating a wave of change and actually coming into actually being that loving kindness and the embodiment of that to yourself, just like the earth. There it is.
I don't think I could have said it better. Thank you for this conversation, Rachel. It's beautiful. And you're beautiful in your green shirt.
Thanks so much. See you soon. Mwah. Thank you for being here with me. And I'm sure you could say it in a greater way too. Mwah. Bye for now.
Love you, girl. Ciao, ciao for now.
Ciao, ciao for now. Bye.